Hello, my name is Rick. I'm a licensed hearing aid dispenser and I'm one of the personal hearing professionals here at HearingAssist. And in this video, I'm going to introduce you to this product right here, the HearingAssist EAZE. This is a thin tube hearing aid, and we'll go over what comes in the box, cleaning and maintenance, and some troubleshooting steps along the way. Just get you started on your journey to better hearing. Okay, and here is what comes with your HearingAssist EAZE. The first thing you're going to notice is the user manual. Very important that you take a look at that. There's also a quick start guide if you're familiar with the hearing aids, and a couple cards here. The first one is a welcome card. It has our phone number on it and just tells you a little bit about us. On the back there are some tips that you'll want to take advantage of. And on this card there's a QR code right over here that you can scan with your phone, and that will take you to our web page where there are additional video demos for this and our other products. And then next, of course, is the case for the hearing aids right here. Okay, we're going to set those down right here. And a couple boxes in here. One of them says accessories. This one has your USB plug, and it has this bag with extra domes of different shapes and sizes and a cleaning brush for cleaning the product. Set that aside there. And then in this box marked charger is the charger. In here you'll find the USB cable and the charging base that you'll use to charge up your hearing aids at night. So that's what comes in the box, and we'll go over each of these components in a little more detail. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do to get started using your hearing aids, the HearingAssist EAZE hearing aids, is to plug in the charger. So basically, you just take the small end of the USB cable, plug it into the back of the charger there. You're going to plug the larger end into the back of the plug and plug it in. And when you do plug it in, you're going to see this green light light up on the charger. That lets us know that the charging base is getting current from the wall. If you don't see that light, you want to check your connection and just make sure it's plugged into a working outlet, and that it's plugged in securely into the socket. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is place the hearing aids into the charging base like this. A little easier if the domes are facing outward. And when you do that, these are going to start glowing blue. So they if the hearing aids were on, they'll automatically turn off when you put them in the charging base, and they'll start glowing blue, indicating that they're charging. Now it takes about three and a half hours to get a full charge of the hearing aids, and a full charge will give you anywhere from 18 to 20 hours of use time of the hearing aids. You can't overcharge them, so don't worry about that. You can leave them on the charging case all night if you need to, and they'll just glow green when they're fully charged. So in the morning they should glow green, and when you put them on the charger at night they should be glowing blue, indicating that they're charging. You're going to want to keep these up off of the ground near pets, cats and dogs. They love to chew on the owner's hearing aids. They love the smell of the owner, and if they get a hold of them, they may chew them up. So you want to keep these up high off of the ground, away from pets. You also don't want to store them in the bathroom where there's high humidity and water splashing around. So those are just a couple tips to make sure you keep them stored in a safe area. Okay, so now these hearing aids have been charging overnight, and so now they're glowing green in the base. I know it doesn't look green on this video, but trust me, when you see it in person, it's very green. And that tells me that they're fully charged. So the first thing you're going to notice when you take them off of the charging base is that the lights are going to go out. So remember that when you put the hearing aids in the charging base, they turn off and start charging. When you take them out, they turn off, and you need to turn them on again to use them. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So this button right down here is a multi-function button right here. That button will turn the hearing aids on and off, and it will also cycle through the 4 programs that are pre-installed in the hearing aids. And I'll show you how that works. But first I want to show you how to tell the left one from the right one. The easiest way is just to hold them out in front of you, looking at the buttons from behind, and you can tell which way the domes are oriented into your ear. So when you put them over your ears, you can tell that the domes are going to go into your ear canal. Also, you'll see a little blue marking on the left one and a red marking on the right one, just underneath the dome. I know it's pretty small, but the easiest way to tell them apart is going to be getting used to which way the tubes are facing. And then this little tab here, this is a retention lock. That will go into the cup of your ear and just helps hold the hearing aid in place. Okay? Now, some people, you may want to trim that down to a smaller size, or you may want to remove it altogether. It's up to you. But you can, that will eventually just shape to the bowl of your ear. Okay? So, when we turn them on, I'm going to press this button off to the side, and you can see the light turns green and then goes off. So that lets you know that the hearing aid is on. If you're covering it with your finger, you won't see it. It only flashes up there for a second, but that's how you turn it on and off. Now, if I press it in and out real quick, like a doorbell, it will go through the different programs, and you'll hear either 1, 2, 3, or 4 beeps as you press that button. This wheel up here, this is your volume wheel. And when you roll that, there's 4 different settings for the volume. It goes all the way up to level 4. Now you can hear them squealing a little bit. That's normal. And that's how you control the volume. Up here is the microphone slot. That's where the sound goes in. Okay, so you want to keep that clean and clear of debris as well as the dome tips, which we'll go over a little bit later. So that is the basic function of the hearing aids. They're pretty simple. The volume wheel just scrolls up and down. That bottom button, if you hold it for 3 seconds, it turns the hearing aids on or off. And if you press it in and out real quick like a doorbell, it will cycle through programs 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll go over what those are. Okay? Now then, after you fully charge your hearing aids, and you've got them oriented so you know which one is left and which one is right, you're going to want to turn the hearing aids on, and you're going to want to keep the volume wheel for starting out. You want to put it at 1 or 2 maybe to start with, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But when you're handling the hearing aids, you might hear them whistle. That's normal to get some feedback and whistling as you're handling them and as you're inserting them into your ear. But they shouldn't whistle if they're just sitting on top of your ear. We'll go over some causes and cures for that as well. But to insert the hearing aids, you're just going to take basically the body of the hearing aid, you're going to place it over top of your ear, let the tube hang down in the dome into the bowl of your ear. You're going to find your ear canal, and you're going to push that dome in toward your nose and then around the bend so that it's facing straight down your ear canal. Okay? Then this little retention lock is going to go into the bowl of your ear like that. Okay? And that's how it's going to sit on your ear. And to remove the device, you're basically just going to reverse that. You're going to just gently tug on the dome, pull it off over the top of your ear. And it's just as simple as that. Let's talk a little bit about the domes, which type and size you should use. And in order to understand this, I need to introduce you to a concept called feedback. Feedback is that whistling or squealing noise that you hear maybe when you're handling the hearing aids, or sometimes when you get something very close to them, like your hand or a hat or a hug or something like that. And feedback is basically when the sound coming out of the dome tip is going into your ear canal, and then it's bouncing back out and looping back up to the hearing aids. And that will give you that squealing sound, that feedback sound that we talked about. So with these hearing aids, I'm going to turn them up all the way and see if you can't hear that squealing that they're giving. Now, it's normal to get some squealing when you're handling the hearing aids, and that tells us that the hearing aids are working. So when you put them in your ear, you may want to turn the volume down as you're putting them in, just to make it a little more comfortable. But in order to eliminate the feedback, we have different dome types and sizes that will help with that. Now, feedback can also be caused by wax in your ear canal, so you want to make sure that your ears are clean and cleared out. It could cause by an improper insertion of the dome into your ear canal. You want to make sure that it's pointing down. Like I said, you want to point it toward your nose and then back around toward your eardrum so that it's facing straight down your ear canal. If it's pointing into the sidewall of your ear canal, that could also give you feedback. Feedback could also be caused by some obstructions, wax, and debris in the dome or in the tube. So those are some things to watch out for as well. But generally, when the dome that you want to pick is the smallest dome, the most open dome that you can without getting feedback. It's a balancing act. You want enough volume into your ear canal that you can hear clearer, but you don't want so much volume leaking back out and looping back to the top of your ear and causing feedback. And the domes are the way to handle that. So these are the domes that the hearing aids come with, and you can see that there's two basic types. There's this open, this closed dome. It's smooth all the way around, and then you have these semi-open domes with that slit in the sides. Now, what we would recommend is that you start with the smallest semi-open dome right over here, okay, because that's going to feel the lightest and airiest, and you're not going to feel like you've got your fingers stuck in your ears, and your own voice will sound a little more natural. Now, if you need that extra volume, then you may need to go to a more closed dome, like one of these. But you start off with the open and then move to the closed. And even if you do have to use a closed dome and you get that feeling of your ears being plugged up and sounds like your own voice is in a barrel, that will go away with time. As you use these, your brain will adjust to it, and that barrel sound will go away and your own voice will sound more natural. So in order to change the domes, it's very simple. We're just going to take the dome between our thumb and forefinger and just kind of twist it off, and it comes right off just like that. We're going to set that down. I'm going to get a smaller semi-open dome, and we're going to push it onto the end of that tube right there. We're going to seat it down, make sure it's seated down really good. You want to pull on it a little bit, make sure it's not loose, and that's as easy as it is to change the domes. I'm going to focus in on that a little bit, and there you go. So we've changed the dome. Now, you may need to change those domes from time to time if they get too clogged or they wear out. And once you find the dome size that works best for you, you can order them in packages of 10 and have them on hand to change them out occasionally as needed. Now let's talk about the 4 programs that come pre-installed on your hearing aids. And you remember that you access those programs by pressing this button down here on the bottom. Just press it in and out real quick like a doorbell. You're going to hear either 1 beep, 2 beeps, 3 beeps, or 4 beeps to tell you which program that you're in. Now, program 1 is for quiet environments. Say you're in your home and you're just wanting to hear everything all around you. That's a quiet environment. You would use that program 1, and that's probably the program you'll be in most of the time. Program 2 is for noisy environments, like a noisy restaurant with a lot of background noise. It's going to adjust the microphones to try to lower the background noise and focus the microphones in front of you so that you can hear the conversations that are taking place ahead of you. Program 3 is for TV. It's going to focus the microphones more in front of you and make some adjustments to hear the TV better. And then program 4 is for outdoors. It's going to help adjust the microphones for handling some of the wind, that rustling sound that you hear when the wind is blowing over the microphones of the hearing aids. And now these 4 programs can be used in any environment that you want to. It's just a matter of which one sounds the best to you. And the way we recommend doing this is in whatever listening environment you're in, whatever you're wanting to hear, what you want to do is keep your volume at a steady level. So keep it at whatever is comfortable for you, and then go through the programs one by one And when you find the program that lets you hear what you're wanting to hear the clearest, then save that program setting and then turn your volume wheel up and down to make it comfortable. And the reason why we recommend doing it this way is because if you try program 1 and then turn the volume up and down, and then program 2 and then turn the volume up and down, and program 3 and the volume up and down, by the time you get to the 4th one, you may not even remember which program sounded the best and what volume level it was at. But if you just go through the programs one at a time, and when you find the one that lets you hear what you're wanting to focus on the clearest, then save that program and then adjust your volume up and down. And that's the way we found is best to find the program that works for your listening environment that you happen to find yourself in. There you go. Let's talk about the cleaning and maintenance of these hearing aids. So the best thing you can do to maintain your hearing aids is to keep them clean and keep them dry. So that's why we don't recommend storing them in the bathroom where there's high humidity and a lot of moisture around, and cleaning them every day before you put them in your ear. And the best way to do that is to using the brush with the little wire loop on it that comes with your hearing aids. You want to turn that dome upside down and just brush that dome tip off every morning before you put it in your ear. And the reason why we recommend doing that in the morning is because overnight any wax has had a chance to get a little dry and flaky. It's a little easier to remove. You want to make sure those slits are all clear and open and that dome tip is free of any wax or debris. You also want to pay attention to the top of the hearing aid, those little slits on the top where the microphones are. You want to make sure that stays clean and clear as well. Now you can use this brush that comes with it, or you could use an old soft bristle toothbrush if that's easier to handle. But you want to do that every morning, and that will go a long way toward keeping your hearing aids performing at a high level. Another thing you need to do from time to time with these hearing aids is to remove this tubing from the body of the hearing aid. To do that, you're just going to twist it counterclockwise. This tubing will come right off. Okay, like so. And you're going to remove the dome, and you're going to insert this wire end of this brush that comes with it. You're going to insert that right into the tubing and just push it all the way through that tube till it comes out on the other side. Just like that. Okay? And you're going to clean out that tubing every once in a while. Then you just take that brush back out, screw it back onto the hearing aid body like that, and that will go a long way toward keeping that tubing clean and performing well for you. Put the dome back on, and there you have it. Now this tubing, you can also get that in a longer or a shorter length if you need it. It comes with a medium length, which is good for most people, but you can also get that in a longer or a shorter tubing as well. But that is how you can maintain your hearing aids and just keep them clean and dry, and that'll go a long way toward helping you get the best performance out of the hearing aids.